Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Come on in. Let's get busy. And it is Motivational Monday. So come on in and let's get motivated. I'm just waiting to see people get in here and then we're going to get started on all the things that we have going on today. There we go. There's Sue Neal. Hi, Sue. Good to see you, Letha. Checking in. That's a champion. Letha's crushing it in the sprint, by the way. She's part of our club. And by the way, we just had a couple of people who upgraded to yearly members, which is awesome. There's Marla. Hi, Marla. I'm glad you're back from Tennessee. Hey, Trisha, come on in, you guys. Keep going. Caitlin's here too. And Diane, good to see everyone. So today, of course, is Motivational Monday. So we're going to be talking about something motivating and to keep you consistent as we go across this whole entire 7 days. Because consistency is absolutely, I don't think we really give it its due. We don't really think about being consistent. We think about maybe I'll do this and maybe I'll do that. But if we understand anything about consistency, then we understand how consistency creates a whole new life for us, right? If you have started, decluttering your house and you've got your morning and your evening routine together, just even doing those things and shining your sink, you've seen what a difference that is. That's the needle mover. It is the needle mover when you are consistent. It doesn't help to put together routines and not do anything with them. It doesn't help to write them down and then just let them sit there. You have to put some action to those habits. So come on in. We've got a lot of people joining. And if you are new to this Saving Dinner, I'm a nutritionist for 25 years. Marla and I wrote a New York Times bestselling book called Body Clutter, this book right here, which I always advise people to get because body clutter is the beginning of decluttering your body, getting the junk out from between your ears so that you can start taking care of what's on your backside and your inflammation and all the rest of it. And, this is just basically how we get things done. This is how we get things done. Now, if you'll notice, my setup's a little bit different today. Somebody just said, I love the woodwork in your house. Well, you are now seeing part of my office that you don't normally see. Right behind me is a bed. We have Mark's daughter is here visiting with her boyfriend, and they're staying in my office. So we moved my office desk and everything. So it'll be back to somewhat normal after they leave. I kind of like the desk being here. So, hey, that's what I have to say about that. I'm probably going to keep it like this and then put a whole workout area in here. And if you're listening to everything that we're doing, I have been really working on a new fitness piece to fit into this sprinting lifestyle that we have. And I have just recently purchased a rebounder. And I will have some great news for you about that because it's a pretty interesting little contraption and super helpful for everyone. But we'll talk about that, right? We're going to talk about that. So I just wanted to show you today's quote is from Peggy Noonan. Peggy Noonan is an opinion writer on the Wall Street Journal and Pulitzer Prize winner as well, several New York Times best-selling books, and a very smart woman. She's been in the journalism field forever, and she was a groundbreaker for a lot of women. So I give her my due. And she said, part of courage is simple consistency. Part of courage is simple consistency. How brilliant is that? Because yes, it does take courageousness, doesn't it? To step up and to be consistent and to do something when you don't feel like it. I think we need to get past this whole idea that consistency always needs to feel good. It doesn't. Sometimes consistency just is required to get something done. What would happen if you were inconsistent in taking out the trash? Would your house smell good? Would the stuff be overflowing, going onto the floor and making a horrible mess? Would it mean that your trash can is horrible and needs to be cleaned up more? Well, there you go. If you are consistent, however, in taking out the trash, you're consistent at doing fill in the blank, any consistency is going to result in success. That's how this whole thing works. And that is why our whole Motivational Monday is based on consistency, because consistency also means conformity. Conformity to something, conformity to a schedule, conformity and stability and constancy. It's these things that we can sort of hang our hats on. And doesn't that help you? I like to know what I'm doing. I like to know and have a consistent morning. I like to have a consistent evening, because those consistencies set me up for success. And when you build your consistency into your morning routine, into your evening routine, stuff starts to happen. You feel really good about what it is that you're doing. And also, if I can just say, after watching, I think we're at about 1,900 people now in the sprint, the consistent, frequent posters, the people who are active and successful are the people who are getting the results. I've seen it over and over and over, consistently, over and over again. So we have to look at that. We have to look at, how do I build consistency in? Marla and I talked about this because we were changing up a couple of things with her, and she has her evening routine. She has her morning routine, just like we all do. And so instead of like making a massive disruption, we simply piggybacked some new habits and some new steps onto a routine that already existed. She was getting ready. She has a before dinner routine, which is brilliant. She packs her salad dressing and she packs her spinach because she wants to make sure she's got the nutrient density and she's got a good, healthy salad dressing that isn't full of a bunch of inflammatory seed oils, right? So she does that. So to that, we just added a couple of steps that just made it easy. So when you can take something that you're already doing and add one more little thing in there, you can piggyback these little habits into your routine that's already established, that you already know, and it just makes it easy. And you might have to put a little 3x5 card to remind yourself. So I've shared this before with you. I consistently unload the dishwasher every morning as I'm making my coffee. And now I've added drinking a full glass of water, right? And doing a 4-minute workout. I've added that in because I can have that trigger, the coffee maker going, trigger me to get these things done. And here's the other thing that's so good about that. When that happens, you know what else happens? You get it. You've established new routines. You've established something new that triggers that, and it makes it happen. When we can make it happen, we can hold it together. We can be consistent. And then we can see the results for ourselves. So that is so important. Cohesion is a part of what consistency is all about. And if you've ever cooked, you know, it'll say in the directions sometimes, for best consistency, do this, and for best consistency. So in order to make egg whites, for example, peak, like you're making a lemon meringue pie or something, there is a certain consistency you're going for. If you are emulsifying something and making a salad dressing, there's a consistency that you're going for. And you know it when you see it. Well, this is the same with us. We make consistency we have consistency in our lives when we've added these things to help create our routines. So how do we stay consistent? We stay consistent by, very simply, writing out our goals, our visions for ourselves, where we want to see ourselves in a month, 3 months from now, where we want to see ourselves in 7 days, how we want to create this sprint. Because day 1 of the sprint right now is happening. And it's not too late. You can get into it. It's free, for heaven's sakes. SavingDinner.com/sprint. Come on aboard and enjoy the gravy train. Honestly, you know, it's an opportunity to clear the decks and to get started solidly on what it is that you want to do next. And I use this book. I wrote this myself. It's called Take Back Your Life, a journal for women desiring real change. And the whole thing about this is that we have to look at things in bite-sized pieces. Goals for the year are overwhelming. And I promise you, most people, if they write them down at all, will write them down in January and then forget all about them. But if you're writing them down in a journal like this, and it's a daily thing, and you're looking at that goal that you have, and you're consistently taking little bite-sized pieces out of it, It suddenly doesn't become so overwhelming. It becomes something that you actually do. You have consistency. You have consistency. That consistency is the glue that holds your whole life together, because you can consistently not do something as well. And you know what that looks like, right? Or you can consistently stay on the path and watch what happens. I have seen so many incredible things happen in the sprint. It's unbelievable what's happening to these women. We've got women getting off medications, dropping 20, 30 pounds of unwanted fat and inflammation, and really starting to feel good about themselves. And you know what happens that's consistent with that is that it rolls over. That good feeling of accomplishing something so good, you can now say, okay, deal it out. Let's put it in all areas of our lives. That's how we create a life that's meaningful and wonderful. So consistency is important. So write them down. Write down what you want. What do you want from the end of the sprint, from today and to the end of the sprint? What do you have? What vision do you see for yourself? Is it a goal on on your tape measure, on your scale, a pair of jeans that have been too tight for a while? What is it? Just write it down. And then the other thing is we have to measure. Remember last week's thing was that, what was it? Our quote last week was, if you measure it, it will improve. And that is exactly what we're after here with the sprint. If we measure it, it will improve. That which is measured improves. It's that simple. And we always have a starting place. It gives us a place to go. We can't just say, poof, I want to weigh 125 pounds or I want to weigh 130 pounds. You're not starting there. But that could be a goal. That could be an ending. You need to know where you are. And if we know where we are, we can consistently take action to get the result to where we want to go. It's that fantastic and easy. Bobby, all you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/sprint. That is where you get the guide, and then you can print it out yourself. So that's important. Then you also have to schedule it. I just told you a minute ago about piggybacking new things onto a routine that's already established. It makes it easy. And Marla and Dr. Kim are both saying, I just measured and weighed today. When you measure, you improve. That which is measured improves. And it's exhilarating to watch these things change, isn't it? Because if we look and go, my gosh, I started here and then look what I'm here. Look what's right here. It's incredible. That's fantastic. And then you have to make a decision. You know what? When we make a decision and that snaps into place, then we're more apt to do it. But if we just like are mamby-pamby and not really taking consistent action and just talking about it, and your talk has to match your walk. There's no consistency if they're two different things. And nobody can really depend on you that way, can they? Our dependability happens when we decide what we're going to do something. Our dependability increases when we make a solid decision. And you can make that decision at any time. And I know you're going to. And I know that you already are. So this is how we make things happen. And then our accountability. Good grief. Can I just talk about accountability for half a minute? The folks who are accountable to each other, they're the ones who are moving the needle. They are consistently moving the needle. And we need two types of accountability. We need two types of accountability. We need a community. We need our cheerleaders. We need our girls. We need our sisters. We need a community where we know that if we're having a bad time, or we're just saying, gosh, it was really tough at the office today. You wouldn't believe the garbage they brought into the break room, or the garbage or whatever. We need that. And then we need somebody who one-on-one has our back, that we know that we can say what we need to say, and we can say, hey, these are my measurements. Hold me to this. I'm really having a hard time, and I really need you right now. I would be lost without my body clutter buddy. It's Marla. She knows exactly what I weigh every single day. She's the only one on this green planet Earth. Nobody else does. So don't even think about trying to find out. She's the only one who knows. So That's what it's all about. It's about goals, writing them out, having a vision for yourself. It's about measurements and starting someplace. It's about scheduling and making sure that your little new habits that you want to add go onto a routine that you already have accomplished and already have established. And then it's about making that decision. I have decided this is what I'm going to do. I have decided to override the hard stuff and to get right in there and to keep going, even when it's not fun. And it's about being accountable. Show up, show up, and show up. When you show up, that means you're more likely to do the work. And our groups are set up to encourage, to help, and to support in any way that we can possibly do. So if you have this group behind you, you have got your own band, your own tribe, your own cheerleaders. And I'm telling you, this is the way to go. This is how we get it done. There was 9 studies that prove this, that prove that those who have a community with them in their weight loss journey are the ones that are way more successful than those lone wolves all by themselves. And I don't know about you, but I need my girls. I do. Every day I look forward to seeing what everybody has to say or what funny meme they've put out there or showing some success that they've had or asking for help so that we can make sure that they stay on their journey. We have the power to be incredible women. And I want every single person to recognize that. You have way more power inside of you than you've ever thought. You are not pathetic. You are not pitiful. You are very powerful. And inside of you is something special and magical and purposeful. So don't get, if we get just wrapped up with it's all about, how we look and how we feel and our houses being a mess, that's our entire life. And I say we're created for way more than that. Yes, we want a clean house, and yes, we don't want body clutter on our bodies. But isn't it time to start taking care of those things and getting those things accomplished once and for all, and then moving on into the next big part of our lives? I say yes to that, and I say you have that too. So if you're with us and you're a part of this journey, all you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/sprint and get your free guide, okay? And if you're a part of the Hot Melt Club, every single person who is a yearly member has gotten one of these Take Back Your Life journals mailed to them. We have about 7 people who have not because they've joined late, and we are just waiting for addresses and stuff. So please send in your address to support@savingdinner.com, okay? Thursday for Hot Melt Club, by the way, Thursdays at 2 p.m. in our little clubhouse right here on Facebook is when we do the big teaching, okay? So we could be there. This is going to be very important. So be there this Thursday. And it's a 45-minute class and coaching and question and answer. And we have a hard stop at 2:45. What else? Oh, if you have questions that you would like answered in our Friday Q&A, you have to send them in. support@savingdinner.com. So send in your questions and you will get them answered right here on Facebook Live. And you can even say, I want to be anonymous about this, and just say, please say this anonymously, and I'll do it. But they need to be sent into support. I can't find them everywhere. And we don't have the manpower to come in here and weed through all the questions. So that would be super helpful. And lastly, and by the way, that is how I keep track of my measurements. This is the best place. Yes, Dr. Kim, we still have space in the Hot Melt Club. All you have to do, send us email to support@savingdinner.com and you'll get a link for that, and we'll squeeze you in. It's really great. And there's a bunch of teachings there I think that you'd really enjoy. This book is going to be going out tomorrow. I'll let you know who it is. Right now I'm spending a lot of time with Mark's daughter, and they will be leaving on early Wednesday morning. So I'll be getting this book out this week, I promise. So there you go. Did you see what Brittany just said? I'm making a new habit. She exercised while doing this. See? So you can all get up and you can do the 4-minute workout while you're waiting, while you're listening to this. How about that? I like it. So if anybody is interested in if any more information about the Hot Melt Club, you can send an email into support@savingdinner.com. You can still get in. And if you are been a part of this sprint and you want to have the email sequence again, you have to re-sign up again. We just don't have a sophisticated software system enough so that it will automatically spill out to everybody. You always have to keep sending it in. Sorry about that, but that's just the way it works. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to have tips and everything, and it's just our regular thing. Now Marla is coming up here at 1:30 Eastern for crisis cleaning. So if you need to crisis clean, get ready for the holidays, and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, don't worry about it, because she's there to rescue you. There you go. Donna's making vinaigrette. Good. While you listen, there are all kinds of things you can do. Take your phone with you into the kitchen and get something done at the same time. Piggyback. It's helpful. So I will see you at tea time today, and I'm going to go see my kids. Take care, and thanks so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.